got your black.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
All right, so one of the common issues that I hear a lot of men, I'm gonna use the word complain about, or be frustrated by, is the idea that women friend zone good men, all right? And men in general, but typically it's happening to those really good guys. And it's frustrating, especially when you see this woman go on to be with a man who isn't so good, or maybe labeled a bad boy, or whatever the case may be. And so I think there's some things we need to clear up to help you avoid ending up in that friend zone by understanding what got you there in the first place. And then that will help you to potentially get out of it. All right. Now, I'm going to be real. Some of y'all, you're never going to get out. Not with that specific woman. And sometimes we just have to accept she's just not the one for us. All right. And that means there's someone better that we will be happier with. But for you to have a better understanding of if you have a chance to get out, I want you to be mindful of a few things. So I think the number one reason why a woman, potentially the number one reason, why a woman friend zones a man, and it really happens on both sides, why men do it to women, is because the attraction, the physical and sexual attraction is not strong enough, all right? So someone could think you're a decent looking guy, or even a good looking guy, but not be attracted to you, not be drawn to you. That sexual desire is not there with you. And it's understandable why they would not want to then try to be in a relationship with you, because essentially romantic relationships, the missing ingredient that goes from friendship to romantic is attraction. And it's the same way that people can go from romantic to basically acting like two roommates because they lost an attraction to each other. So we can't...
I'm sorry. I love the brother Steven Speaks, and I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm not saying Steven Speaks is wrong. But he's only talking about one level of consciousness. Attraction is physical. So you have physical, so let's do it this way. Fire, water, earth, air. Okay, fire, water, earth, air. Right? Earth is physical. Okay? Water is emotional. Air is intellectual. And then you have fire, which is spiritual, right? So you have the physical, the emotional, air, the mental, and then the spiritual. Fire, water, earth, air. Okay? So he's talking on a certain level. On a physical level, he's 100% right. But you come in as a human being embodying all of those levels of consciousness. You see it in the root or in the chakra system. The root chakra deals with physicality. That is the bottom chakra. The chakra of stability, the physical piece, right? But you got to remember there are other pieces. So I'm not saying the brother is incorrect. I'm just saying he's correct in a limited space when he breaks that down. It's not just they lost attraction. You can lose your sense of self, which could cause somebody to lose physical attraction. You can lose your confidence, which is The mental area, the sense of self and the mental area. That's me, my sense of self, right? You can lose your voice, the throat chakra, not speaking up for yourself, and a person could lose attraction for you. So it's not just physical and sexual. All of these things work together. But I'm in here preaching tonight about how we lost our true understanding of love. John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he sacrificed his only son to save people who did not believe in him. The crucifixion can only work if my people believe on me. Did they believe on him? A lot of his people gave him up to the Romans. The crucifixion can only work if you believe on me. A lot of people gave him up to the Romans. That's why in the Garden of Gethsemane, what did he say? My God, please take this cup from me, not as I will, but as thy will. Oh, Jesus just had a moment of weakness. No, he understood there was no need to shed his own blood for people who didn't believe. The crucifixion can only work if you believe on me. Come on now. That's why you got a whole nother book that they took out of the Bible called the Book of Barnabas that says Jesus' prayers were answered. Even the Bible says every prayer Jesus prayed was answered. So they took out the Book of Barnabas because the Book of Barnabas says Jesus wasn't crucified. It was Judas that was crucified. It said Judas was made to look like Jesus. Look and sound like Jesus. They said two angels, this is the book of Barnabas, 222 books of Barnabas. Said two angels came down, Gabriel, the messenger of God, and Michael, the warrior of God. Who dares to be like God is what Michael means. Michael, who dares to be like God? He sent down the two big dogs. And they said they took Jesus out of the Garden of Gethsemane. And then they said the story picks up where Jesus comes back to the Garden of Gethsemane. All of his disciples missed it because they were asleep. That's why Jesus kept saying you should be up praying. When Jesus gets back, he said, y'all sleep, y'all missed it all. Heavy interpretation, right? Love. God wanted to sacrifice his son. That isn't the first time that happened in the Bible. Abraham was asked to sacrifice his firstborn. Love is about sacrifice. And as it comes down into relationships, it's about the sacrificing of your ego. The sacrificing of your wounds, desires. Listen, man. We're going to be in relationships of convenience for the rest of our lives if we don't sacrifice those wounds. Rumi says it this way. Your task is not to seek for love, but merely seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. I don't mean to laugh. I don't. But we struggle because we don't know how to love. We struggle because we don't know how to love. Listen to what I'm about to tell you, Krishnamurti. Love is something totally new every day, but pleasure is not. Pleasure has continuity. Love is always new, and therefore it is its own eternity. Do we see love like this today? Do we think of love like this today? Tonight's topic, if you're just tuning in, have you friend-zoned your wife or your husband? Is it possible to friend-zone your husband or wife or significant other? How do you know if you've been friend-zoned? When is your marriage just a friendship? Right? What should a husband or wife do if they've been friend zoned by their spouse, right? This is a condition of a sick society. Are there any specific resources or support networks that can help a husband or wife navigate the challenges of the friend-zoned dynamic in their relationship? Before I get to the callers, I'm sorry, callers. You know I love you and I want you in here. I'm coming to you right after I say this. Right after I say this. Khalil Gibran wrote the most powerful piece on love that I've ever read. And he talks about what comes with love. You know what? I'm going to wait to get into this. I'm going to get to the callers because you guys have been on for quite some time. Truemonger from Dallas, Texas. Get in here.
Yes, sir.
What's up, brother? What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Oh, man. Have couples friends on each other? I'm sure they have. I mean, at some point, people just get tired of one another for whatever reason. So they may start acting funny or acting suspect, however you want to phrase it. It could be using it as a way to not lose what they have, but they don't want to break up with them because they feel like they have a security blanket there. But they don't want to be honest with them and say they may have feelings of moving on. Some it could happen by accident. You may be going through a struggle, and you're not sure how to process it, how to communicate it. You may feel like nobody will understand what you're dealing with, so you become closed off. I've been through situations like that when it happened to me. And I've done it to other people, not realizing that was happening at the time.
You cooking. Let me ask you a question. Does love get tired?
I don't think love gets tired, but most of us don't know what love really looks like.
So you know what you just said then. Most of us don't have love. We think it's love, but it's probably attachment, right?
Could be, or we just going by the idea of what we think is love, and we try to function that way. Because most people will find it, if they feel like they no longer getting what they want out of it, they'll find an excuse to bounce instead of trying to actually figure out what's going on and try to get it right. They feel like if they just bounce, they can, and they attach themselves to somebody else that is necessarily going to change. And it's possible that could happen. More likely, you're going to go through the same thing with somebody new because you're not facing what you need to face. And you can't continue to run away from yourself. That whatever you're running from is going to follow you no matter where you go. So if you really care for that person that you're with and y'all supposed to be 10 toes down, figure out what's going on and make the best out of it. Unless the relationship is just ran its course, and then you deal with it if that happens.
But I love what you're saying. Do you hear what I'm trying to dig into right now? I'm using your word. Relationships that have run their course like fuel in a car that gets burned. Do you see? Can you see that we're dealing with something that we're calling love, but is actually not? Do you see? Like love is indistinguishable. You cannot put out the flames of love. If it's real, it's real. Period.
I think once people realize that in their mind and their spirit, they will function differently.
Do you see what I'm saying?
They will treat each other differently.
Yes. Imagine how much time you would save if you realized that what you were calling love was really a dysfunctional attachment.
I think people would be more honest with each other if they figure that out.
Right.
Because, I mean, just on an individual basis, we all need to recharge our own batteries. But ideally, that shouldn't change how you feel about the partner if you really love them. You're going to go through struggles, yeah. And those struggles shouldn't cause you to stop loving your partner if you truly love them in the first place, and not what they may have been doing for you. A lot of people attach themselves to saying that they love somebody because of what they're getting out of it.
You know what love is? Love was Bruce Lee. Love was Bruce Lee.
Mm-hmm.
If you know anything about Bruce Lee,
mm-hmm.
you know his dedication to his craft was obsessive, right? Love is Floyd Mayweather. I gave this example to a sister the other night, and y'all gonna be like, what is Zoe talking about?
No, I get it.
When Sugar Shane Mosley rocked Floyd Mayweather with 2 right hands that almost knocked Floyd out, Floyd got him in the grasp.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what Floyd said to him in his ear?
No, what he said?
He said, you got to kill me.
Yeah.
You gonna have to kill me, man. I'm not finna lose.
Mm-hmm.
You got. That's what love is.
If we treat our relationships like that, the divorce rate would drop.
Do you see? I'm talking about when it's real, not superficial. Mm-hmm. When it's abusive, when it's disrespectful, when it's superficial, when it's transactional, this doesn't apply.
Mm-hmm.
But did Bruce
well,
Lee?
Most of us are conditioned that way.
Exactly.
We've been taught the opposite pretty much.
I love it, brother. I love it. Guess what you just did, man?
Just brought Dallas in the building.
Dallas, Texas is in the building. If you want to bring your city up in here, the voice of reason is on fire tonight. 1-800-920-1580.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580. So, what are you doing this Friday morning? How about you come join the KBLA delegation as we make a historic announcement and unveil our climate justice campaign for 2024. We'll be assembled for this major press conference along with LA Mayor Karen Bass, Ben Jealous, Executive Director of the Sierra Club, and a host of other public and private leaders who are joining us on this journey to justice, climate justice. We can't think of a better way to kick off the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. holiday weekend, linking social justice and climate justice. So, come join us this Friday morning at 10:30 a.m. at the beautiful MLK Memorial Tree Grove at the top of Kenneth Hahn Park off La Cienega. Once again, that's this Friday morning, January 12th at 10:30 a.m. as we take on the task of elevating the climate conversation by amplifying the voices of those who are most impacted by the climate catastrophes we are all witnessing in real time. KBLA delegation, we hope to see you this Friday morning at KBLA Talk 1580. Climate is king. Climate is king. Climate is king. Climate is king. Climate is king.
My mom has taken up going to the park to practice yoga.
My dad's going to a club, but not a book club, a salsa club.
Finding new hobbies comes with age.
My mom has started getting lost and not knowing where she's going.
Becoming lost or disoriented doesn't. Confusion with time or place may be a sign of Alzheimer's. An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
For all of us, this generation and the next, there is simply no place in our lives for litter. And yet, it's everywhere we look. And unfortunately, it does belong to all of us. So, let's come together and create a litter-free, clean California, once and for all. Remember to properly dispose of your trash and recycling. Secure truckloads with tarps to keep debris from flying out. Clean out your car when you're at a gas station. Take pride in your community by organizing a cleanup event. Or join a cleanup event near you. Zero litter is the goal. Join us at cleanca.com. That's cleanca.com. Let's do it together. Brought to you by Caltrans. cleanca.com.
I tried to quit smoking cigarettes probably hundreds of times over the years. 2 or 3 days into quitting again, I go get into a vehicle And guess what? There's a pack of cigarettes in there. I mean, I've got the unlit cigarette in my hand. And I said to myself, why do I even try to quit if I'm going to cave so easily every time? Something clicked in my head that told me I can do this.
Every attempt is part of your story to quit for good. Visit Kick It California today at kickitca.org.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Sure, I've been in love a time or two, but in the end I still chose you. No one could ever make me feel this way. That's why it's killing me what we're going through.
Nah, I can't listen to this. Nah, man, I don't feel like crying tonight. That's what we not gonna do. You know, no, sir. We okay. Let's play a little more.
But we're not making love no more. We're not even trying to change. Tell me how since away does it ever stay the same? We don't even talk. We ran out of words to say. Tell me you don't have to change. Only ever stay the same.
Ladies and gentlemen, the VOR back in the building, man. We on top tonight, man. We got a great topic. We got callers on the line. I want to get them in here, man. Who's been on the go ahead, Andy. Go ahead.
Did I trigger you, off?
Yeah, man. Heavy record, man. We appreciate it, though. Andy's playlist is my co-host tonight, and he's killing it. Let me get my girl up in here, Nikki from the SIP. Nikki, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Brother Zoe and the fam, let's clear up something, maybe. Particularly, I'm going to talk to the ladies for a second. We all have heard that love doesn't pay the bills. And I would just like to challenge ladies to change their perspective where that is concerned. God, source, whatever it is that works for you, that is the source of where the bills get paid. If you can envision that and take it off of the man or woman in your life in terms of responsibility, they will become instantly more attractive because you remove the pressure of them to provide that thing for you. Now, chicks do that because we're designed to be nesters and security is involved there. But if you apply that pressure there all the time, it can cause you to be roommates if something happens and that person doesn't provide that for you. Just food for thought.
Yes.
Just food for thought.
Absolutely. Go ahead. Keep going. You cooking.
Because I think we are taught that other thing, and that doesn't mean that a man isn't capable, or who isn't at the moment capable maybe of financial provision. Real men do that anyway. And when you are in the presence of real manhood, it's natural for him to want to provide for you.
Right. He's not gonna say, Can you pick up the tip? I'll buy the meal, you get the tip. He's just gonna take care of it.
That's right. Because when you get in the presence of real manhood, the womanhood in you that God created on the inside of you comes to the surface, or it should. Mm-hmm. So women like beautiful handbags. But when I'm with my man, I have a 6 foot, 275 pound handbag. So I don't need that.
Right, Jess? Right.
Okay. I'm just saying. So if we take that pressure off of our mate in our intimate relationships, again, he becomes instantly more attractive in a lot of other ways. This, I said last night, now love is. Okay, that's a metaphysical experience. it's not just happening, or shouldn't be just happening in one plane, particularly where attraction is concerned. And so sometimes when we start to put each other in those other boxes, like roommate and friend, some of that comes out of we're not getting. But if you are approaching the intimate relationship with now love is, and you have put the responsibility for the provision in the place it's supposed to be, not where it represents or shows up, you can avoid being roommates from that perspective. But we got to grow up in the maturity place so that we understand that one of the things that makes a man attractive or a woman beyond the aesthetically pleasing is the things that make him manly. And provision and protection
is part of that.
Is part of that. I can't be the real woman that God created me to be without being in the presence of real manhood. I can't do that. It won't operate like it was designed to do. And some of our programming, because of pain and wounds and what didn't happen with the man mama or grandmama was with, teaches us that other thing. And so we stop seeing the manhood in them, or, like they were talking about earlier, the good guy, right?
Wait, hold on, Nick. I got to take you forward. You are cooking. Please keep that thought. When we come forward, more from Nikki from the SIP.
Don't happen every day, and we're losing it right as we speak. And here we don't wake up, it's a memory. Time gone past, the love that sailed away. Then we're not making love no more. We're not even trying. We're not even trying to take.
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
The Pentagon's Inspector General will review how the department handled Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin's hospitalization. Brigadier General Pat Ryder told reporters he will assess whether DoD policies are sufficient to ensure timely and appropriate notifications. This comes as Austin has faced criticism for failing to promptly notify top officials of his absence during hospitalization for prostate cancer. Austin was hospitalized January 1st following a December cancer surgery and spent days in the ICU at Walter Reed. President Biden and other top officials did not learn of his hospitalization until days later. Ryder said Austin is still hospitalized and is recovering well. Federal judges are setting a March 29th deadline for the final redrawn maps of the 13 Detroit House and Senate seats. The court is also appointing 2 special masters to assist with the redraw. The new maps are correcting maps that were drawn using consideration of race as a dominating factor. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
Let Express Employment Professionals help you hire for contract or full-time jobs. Forget about posting jobs, sifting through resumes, and interviews with unqualified applicants. Go to expresspros.com to find the location near you. That's expresspros.com.
So, what are you doing this Friday morning? How about you come join the KBLA delegation as we make a historic announcement and unveil our climate justice campaign for 2024. We'll be assembled for this major press conference along with LA Mayor Karen Bass, Ben Jealous, Executive Director of the Sierra Club, and a host of other public and private leaders who are joining us on this journey to justice, climate justice. We can't think of a better way to kick off the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. holiday weekend, linking social justice and climate justice. So, Come join us this Friday morning at 10:30 a.m. at the beautiful MLK Memorial Tree Grove at the top of Kenneth Hahn Park off La Cienega. Once again, that's this Friday morning, January 12th at 10:30 a.m. as we take on the task of elevating the climate conversation by amplifying the voices of those who are most impacted by the climate catastrophes we are all witnessing in real time. KBLA delegation, we hope to see you this Friday morning at KBLA Talk 1580. Climate is king. Climate is king. Climate is king. Climate is king. Climate is king.
What's up? I'm Danelle Riley, FAMU alumni and creator of the HBCU Culture Shop. I am so proud of my new partnership with Black Beyond Measure and Target. They help me elevate community pride with my HBCU designs and continue to support Black creators and entrepreneurs with Target HBCU challenges, scholarship programs, and campus collaborations. Let's come together this homecoming season and beyond. Shop my brand and discover other Black-owned products at target.com/blackbeyondmeasure.
Substance use disorder and addiction is so isolating. And so as a Black woman in recovery, hope must be loud. It grows louder when you ask for help and you're vulnerable. It is the thread that lets you know that no matter what happens, you will be okay.
When we learn the power of hope, recovery is possible. Find out how at startwithhope.com. Brought to you by the National Council for Mental Wellbeing, Shatterproof, and the Ad Council.
Are you a landlord in LA County with unpaid rent expenses? This is your last chance to apply for the Los Angeles County Rent Relief Program. This program is available to landlords with unpaid rent expenses in Los Angeles County, excluding the city of Los Angeles. If you are a landlord with unpaid rent, you could be eligible for a grant of up to $30,000 per unit. Tenants with unpaid rent are also welcome to refer their landlords to apply for this program. To learn more about the program or to apply, visit www.lacountyrentrelief.com. The application deadline is January 12, 2024. Submit your application before it's too late. This program is administered by the Los Angeles County Department of Consumer and Business Affairs.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA reminds you that when we fight, we win, and we don't black down. LA Community Action Network, or LA CAN, was formed in 1999 when 25 residents of downtown LA came together and acknowledged the problems that existed in their community and made a commitment to do something about those problems, to stand together, organize, and become a force in the community that demands change. Civil rights and preventing the criminalization of poverty are their core projects. In addition, they take on women's rights, the human right to housing, and healthy food access. LA CAN also has projects focused on economic development, civic participation, voter engagement, and community media. While downtown LA remains their home base, with a particular emphasis on the Skid Row community, in 2007, they expanded their housing and healthy food access work into South Central Los Angeles. LA CAN believes that power for low-income people and people of color is achieved through a large, active, and well-informed member base that utilizes a multitude of methods to advance their messages and goals. If you'd like to join the Los Angeles Community Action Network and organize people to fight back against oppression, please visit cangress.org. That's cangress.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm calling you up. I'm calling you up. 'Cause I need a love doctor, and I need it right away. I'm calling you up. I'm calling you up. 'Cause I need to hear the doctor's voice of reason.
Yo,
years old. So I got this two-timing chick who got her revenge from when I was on my two-time tip. And even when I tried to correct it, she couldn't get past how she was disrespected, neglected my effort, a pair with no trust, dirty games and affairs that been tearing us up. If things ain't picture perfect, is it really worth it? I have an idea, but I need to know for certain.
I'm calling you up, I'm calling you up. 'Cause I need a love doctor, and I need it right away. I'm calling you up, I'm calling you up. 'Cause I need to hear the doctor's voice to breeze up.
There we were, staring at the ceiling. Neither one of us really saying how we're feeling. But I knew you were slipping away. And then you hit me with it. You started out by saying that you love me. So I knew that something was coming that would break me down. But I never would have thought it could hurt me like this. She said, there's this guy that she knows. And she said, he's only a friend, but I know. She finally said it. She said she gave away the one thing that would tear this thing apart. Not in a million years, I never would have thought we'd end up here. Hearing you say your heart went astray. And I can't believe this is today. For the last 5 years, I know you cried at least 1,000,000 tears. But I never thought I'd lose you, not in 1,000,000 years. Girl, my heart left right.
Ain't nobody heard that. Y'all know who that is? I had to slip that one in from my playlist. That's Troop. Not in 1,000,000 years. They just dropped that a couple of years ago. That's legendary group Troop. Not in 1,000,000 years, man. You know, I remember when it first came out, I put my A&R ear on it. I was like, gosh, I wish I was at a major label. I would sign you guys again because you got another runaway hit. But because they didn't have major label backing, that record pretty much went under, under the radar. Man, but they just did that a couple of years ago. Not in 1,000,000 years by Troop. Look it up. It's on all the platforms. Nikki from the SIP, please get back in here and finish your thought.
Well, we were just saying that when we don't sometimes see the good guy as being the guy for us, like maybe he's not rough around the edges enough, or whatever in society has taught us street dudes are more attractive. Sometimes we overlook the representation of manhood in the good guy because society has taught us he's not attractive because. You have to remember that attraction is the power of invoking interest. And how a man does himself is what makes him attractive. And when we sit in the seat of now love is, because it is, it's not seeking something, it just is. It will change our perspective in terms of how we look at what makes a man attractive to us. Not for what he can inherently provide, like I'm seeking it, because we already established that real manhood will do all that for you anyway. You don't have to seek it. But how he does him, how he provides for you. I used to watch my husband shave for hours when we first got married. I was captivated. Now that seems like a really strange thing to be interested in watching a man do. But it taught me about what made him attractive to me. Watching him care for himself tells me how he'll care for me. Because my husband's shaved with a straight edge. So if you care about your Adam's apple enough to glide that blade,
Right.
you can shave my legs and I'm gonna be good.
You gonna be all right. Yeah.
And so I would challenge us. See, that's a love that endures, that doesn't stop, that doesn't run out. That will always exist because that's a part of him in the love place.
I love it.
And so when you can get yourself out of, as females, we'll always want to be secure, and we all will always want a man who makes us feel that way. I'm just challenging us to make sure we put the responsibility for that in the correct place.
Right.
And then we can get to focusing on the man at hand and seeing that manhood representation so he stays attractive, and or a woman, whichever side you're on, and then they don't become your roommate.
Right.
That's going to always make me want him.
I love that. Nikki, guess what you just did?
I love you, and I brought the sip in the building.
Mississippi is in the building. You just got a sermon from Nikki from Mississippi. I appreciate it. Let me get my brother John from Mountain View, Hawaii up in here. John, get in here.
And after the Archbishop just spoke, you want me to speak after them?
I do.
It's
right.
called disrespecting the church. You wrong for this one.
Right after Archbishop Nikki finished, you got to follow it
right
up.
After
Come on.
Archbishop Nikki. Okay, now the ceremonies have been handed to me. Hey!
Yeah, he gave you the organs you've been asking for. Oh, go ahead, bro.
Well, thank you, Andy. Appreciate you. I'm going to be brief because as I was considering calling in, I was also working on something to send you as far as what your next show might be.
Uh-oh. Topic suggestion. Let's go.
Okay, and it was on the same lines of what was basically being spoken of tonight. But my title was Love, a Road to Disrespect.
Ooh. Oh, wow. I can't wait for you to send me this. Send it to me, man. Send it to me, and I'm going to go into my little wheelhouse.
I give you two questions, and then I'm going to get off.
Okay.
The questions are, is there such an experience as unconditional love that you've seen before? And if you have seen it, what are the receipts?
Okay, I got you. And what's
if
the other?
Loving yourself is the big... Go ahead.
No, I'm saying, what's the other question?
If loving yourself is the beginning of understanding what love is, what are the first steps?
I love it. Please, all you got to do is just write out three or four more questions, and then I'll take it from there, and we're going to turn it into a full-blown topic. We'll mess around and make this Monday's topic. John, guess what you just did?
I brought Mountain View in the building. Andy, don't cut me off just yet. Love you, bro. Be safe, stay dangerous. And the focus is this year, not just what you need as far as what love can provide. What about you loving yourself?
I love it, brother. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. When we come forward, we're going to go right to what? South Central Los Angeles. When we come forward, LA is in the building.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
There are many things to love about winter. Cozy sweaters, celebrations, and family time. But winter can also bring many stressors, extra expenses, seasonal bugs, and so much family time. If you and your loved ones are feeling stressed or anxious this winter, CalHope can help. Check out our free mental health resource at calhope.org today.
Cover California is a free service from the state that's already helped millions of people like you get and pay for health insurance. With financial help to lower the cost of health coverage, you could get a quality health plan for less than $10 a month. Every plan covers preventive care, doctor visits, emergency care, and more. If you have questions, we're here to help every step of the way. Cover California, this way to health insurance. Enroll by January 31st at coveredca.com.
Oh, this cold.
Honey?
Honey?
Honey, you need DayQuil Severe Honey.
DayQuil Severe Honey gives you powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a honeylicious taste, because life doesn't stop for a cold.
Okay, I'm ready to go.
Now I'm getting a cold.
Honey.
Try DayQuil Severe Honey for powerful cold and flu relief. DayQuil Severe with honey flavor. The daytime coughing, aching, stuffy head, fever, honeylicious, power through your day medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminding you that we keep us safe. Pro Football Hall of Famer and urban peace pioneer Jim Brown believed in just that. So he founded the Amera I Can Foundation for Social Change in 1988, focusing on at-risk and high-risk youth in underserved schools and juvenile detention facilities, as well as adult incarceration and reentry initiatives. The core of the Amera I Can program is its 15-chapter life skills curriculum. Mastery of these skills allows individuals to meet their academic potential, conform their behavior to acceptable societal standards, and improve the quality of their lives by equipping them with what they need to confidently and successfully contribute to society. Today, the foundation is led by its president, Monique Brown, who has been actively involved in the organization for more than 25 years. The Amera I Can Foundation continues its work in memory of its founder, actor, philanthropist, and NFL legend Jim Brown. To get involved or make a donation, please visit AmeriICanCommunity.partners. That's AmeriICanCommunity.partners. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Ladies and gentlemen, the VOR returns after coming full circle. Y'all know what it is. My brother is in the building, JW. You the final caller tonight, man. We got to make it quick, though. Talk to me, brother.
Hey, Zoe. Happy New Year to you, bro. Yeah, man. I'm glad I was able to come on 2 calls after Missy from Mississippi. But my message always tie in or connect the dots, but had that similarity in reference to what she was referencing, a true value of a man in terms of society. And a woman will really be happy as she recognized a man's real, genuine worth, which is eternal. And all his other qualities that he possessed, or capabilities, or flexibilities, or having the ability to be versatile, other than pay the bills, because that's a European standard. You follow my point?
I hear you, brother. Keep going.
And so, one thing, we already have the blueprint or the template or the roadmap to navigate and be successful with knowing what the formula is with Martin Luther King Jr., with this love, and using that to combat evil or hatred or sin. And that's a nonviolence love, or love for your fellow human being or humanity, or a person that's, someone you don't know, or your next door neighbor, like the Bible say. as well as Mahatma Gandhi, where he got the doctorate from, and Mahatma Gandhi got from who else but Jesus Christ. And Christ was one of the master, I would say it like this, all your prophets and all your, what's the word you use other than prophets, your philosophers.
Okay.
He was a major philosopher. He was a master teacher.
Okay.
He was the primary teacher. And speaking of primary, you gotta put your
Now, see, JW.
priorities in a proper perspective.
Now, JW,
So
I
I'm
asked you to
summing it
keep
up
it
with
short. I asked you to get here. You are.
I
You
just
over
summed
here
it
preaching.
up. I just summed it up. Put your priorities in the proper perspective, and that's to follow the master.
That's right.
Strive for the higher calling and don't miss the mark.
That's right. I love you, brother. Guess what you just did?
Well, South Central in the building.
Hey, man, we love you, JW. South Central is in the building because of you. When I'm talking about love is being undefeated, I'm not talking about unhealthy emotional attachments. I'm not talking about dysfunction. I'm not talking about toxic attachments, right? Where your partner might be experiencing, significant jealousy or distrust of you, or having having a strong need that your partner always got to be there, or struggling with excessive anger and frustration, or assuming your partner must meet all of your emotional needs, or finding no balance in a one-sided relationship, or modeling some negative attachment style from your past, or lack of emotional regulation. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying we live in a society that doesn't have or doesn't promote a space that's healthy for true love to emerge. Now, you guys know I love Dr. David R. Hawkins, who is the author of a book called The Eye of the Eye. And in chapter 17, page 328 and 329, there's a question, right? Or there's an answer provided about love. What is love? And he says love is misunderstood to be an emotion. Actually, it's a state of awareness, a way of being in the world, a way one sees oneself and others. Love for God or nature or even one's pets opens the door to spiritual inspiration. The desire to make others happy overrides selfishness. The more we give love, the greater our capacity to do so. It is a good beginning to practice merely mentally wishing others well in the course of your day. Love blossoms into lovingness, which becomes progressively more intense, non-selective, and joyful. There is a time when one falls in love with everything and everyone they meet. This is not a sexual love. I need you guys to understand that. This is a deep admiration and appreciation for all that we are thankful and grateful for. But I do want to say this. Sometimes you get put in the friend zone because you hurt your woman or you hurt your man. Right? Sometimes we hurt each other, and putting that person who hurt us in the friend zone is a defense mechanism to keep them from hurting us again. Without actually, holding them in contempt and banishing them from your life. But you need to understand, many people misinterpret what love is because they may have never seen it. But I will tell you this, love is not all passive. Love is not all soft. Sometimes love hurts. But it doesn't hurt in a way that it is abusive. Love hurts in a pruning way. Have you ever had the love of your life teach you the harshest lesson you've ever learned? You loved them and you couldn't believe that they may have said something or done something. And now you're at the crossroads that says, am I going to take this resentment coupon and hold it over their head for later on? Or is this an opportunity to understand what forgiveness is and how I can take an injury, a spiritual injury or an emotional injury from my partner and not be devastated and destroyed about it? Right? Love prunes you. And that's what I love about Khalil Gibran, right? His poem on love. It's such a powerful poem, man. When love beckons to you, follow him, though his ways are hard and steep. And when his wings enfold you, yield to him. Though the sword is hidden among his pinions, may wound you. And when he speaks to you, believe him, though his voice may shatter your dreams as the north wind lays waste to the garden. For even as love crowns you, so shall he crucify you. Even as he is for your growth, he is so for your pruning. Even as he ascends to your heights and caresses your tenderness, or your tenderest branches that quiver in the sun, so shall he descend to your roots and shake them in their clinging to the earth. He uses this poem to go back and forth about how love is highs and lows. Somebody told us love is the exact same as buying a luxury sedan. Soon as you drive it off the lot, it's going to depreciate. All right? But the difference between love and that luxury sedan, love will hold its value. Love will increase its value if you continue to pour into it. Listen, you're not supposed to agree with me. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I started the conversation. You finish it. Up next, the fire shall continue. I'm wishing everybody a great weekend. Up next, my sister, your sister, our sister, my friend Jill Monroe. RSVP with Jill Monroe. Up next, the fire continues. Holla.
I'm trying to compose myself, but I just can't get over you, girl. Can't be
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
The Pentagon's Inspector General will review how the department handled Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin's